a very warm welcome to the special guests that we have with us today, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu, the Director. We welcome you here, sir. The Director of Studies, Professor K. Tarani Karasu, is also with us here. I also welcome the Controller of Examination and the Finance Officer, Mr. Krishnamurthy, who is amidst us today. Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. In Hindi, it is the Vibhajan Vibhikshika Smriti Divas, which is actually an annual national memorial day observed on 14th of August every year, commemorating the memory of the victims who underwent suffering during the event of partition of India in 1947. And it was first observed in 2021 after an announcement by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. It's a very significant day because it ties us to an important piece of history which actually is shaping our politics, our history today, and it is important for us to remember this and pass on this piece of history to the future generation. May I now invite my colleague, Dr. Rajneesh Anupam, the Deputy Dean, Students' Welfare, who has been actively participating in organizing this exhibition, to formally welcome the gathering.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the DSW office and the university authorities, I welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu, to this occasion. I would also welcome our Director of Studies, Professor Tarani Karasu, and all the statutory bodies, our Registrar, our Gunasekharan sir, our FO, and Deans. I also welcome Professor Satish, who is our NSS Coordinator, and Dean, Student Welfare, Professor Venkat Rao, for being here. And this is a somber reflection of what has happened during the partitions. Before we celebrate 15th August, we need to reflect upon the things that have happened and the people, what they have gone through. So I welcome you all, and I also welcome the EMMRC team that is covering this whole event. So with this formal welcome, I request Ritu Madam to take over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request Professor Venkata Rao, the Dean Students Welfare, to talk to us a little about the photo exhibition and today's significance.
So good morning to one and all. Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu sir, Director of Studies, Professor Tarani Karasu sir, and Chief Warden and NCC NSS Coordinator, Professor Satish, and today's special speaker, Dr. Kaur, Finance Officer, and other statutory officers, deans, heads of the departments, faculty members, NCC and NSS volunteers, and other invited guests, and most important, the student volunteers and other students. As my colleague mentioned, before we celebrate our Independence Day, that is tomorrow, August 15th, the 14th also is an important day in relation to our independence. The 15th August is a day from which we are experiencing a true independence, having our own democracy, the freedom, and as one of the greatest country in the world, it is retaining the true spirit of democracy that is happening for last 79 years. Especially the younger generations, they need to understand this kind of the great nation was built after independence because of the sacrifice of many freedom fighters. Besides the many freedom fighters across the country, during partition, the lakhs of people lost their life. And we need to understand and feel the agony and tragic, the movement of that partition, the sufferings of people from both sides, and at the end, the formation of the the country with all states took place. On this occasion, on this backdrop, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Culture taken a lead role in creating a kind of movement across the country for the observance of Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. For that, the ministries suggested around 50 posters with all specifications, with a narration of a complete story how partition took place. All these posters were kept in this annex building in another big hall, where the posters reflect the complete story of the partition. So very soon our Honorable Vice Chancellor is going to inaugurate the exhibition. So I request all of you to look at each and every poster and understand the situation that happened at the time of partition. And before, I think my organizing committee also prepared a nice video with a patriotic song with the background of all posters. You can see those posters on screen with songs. Then later we all move to the hall to see all the posters. And once again, I thank you all for making yourself free to attend this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that brief introduction of the exhibition. I also seize the moment to really appreciate the work sir has been putting. Personally, he had been surveying the whole thing, putting the posters and all. So we thank him for all the initiative that he has taken and his team. As he mentioned, we are now going to watch the video.
At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
வானம் எட்ட சொல்லு வந்தே மாதரம், பூமி எங்கும் சொல்லு வந்தே மாதரம், தேசத்தின் முழக்கம் கேக்குதே, திசை எட்டும் திரும்பி பார்க்குதே, என் தேசத்தின் முழக்கம் கேக்குதே, திசை எட்டும் திரும்பி பார்க்குதே, ஒரு ரௌத்திரம்
సింహం మన ఇండియా, యువతలోని సామర్థ్యాన్ని పైకి తెచ్చే ఇండియా, లేదు అన్న మాటే లేని రక్తగర్భ ఇండియా. కలలే ఫలించగా విజయం వరించగా లేచిరా సోదరా, లోకమెరుగని తలుపు తెరువగా వేగమే రాదరా. యువత శక్తిని రుజువు చేయగా ప్రపంచ చరిత్రలే తిరిగి రాయగా ప్రగతి బాటలో అడుగు వేయరా దేశం నీదిరా.
ഇന്ത്യയുടെ മണ്ണിൽ പിറന്നവർ നമ്മൾ, ഇതിഹാസ മധുരം നുണഞ്ഞവർ നമ്മൾ. ഇടനെഞ്ചിലാനന്ദ ശ്രുതി ചേർത്തു പാടാം വന്ദേ മാതരം. സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ മധുരം നുണഞ്ഞവർ നമ്മൾ, അഭിമാനസാരം അറിഞ്ഞവർ നമ്മൾ. ഇമ പൂട്ടിടാതൊറ്റ മനസ്സോടെ പാടാം വന്ദേ മാതരം.
सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो. सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो. चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी. सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो. चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी. हमने कहा है, हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो.
आओ हम मिलजुल के बोले अब तो यारा, अपना जहां है सबसे प्यारा. आओ हम मिलजुल के बोले अब तो यारा, अपना जहां है सबसे प्यारा.
हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो. जलते शरारे हैं, पानी के धारे हैं, हम काटे कटते नहीं. भारत प्रिय धात्री पाहि परम पूज्य पावन जनयित्री रक्षमा. जय 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 वंदे मातरम.
In addition to understanding and viewing the partition as a piece of distant history, we thought that we would like to personalize it, and we decided to invite one of our colleagues, a faculty member from the university, Dr. Gurvinder Kaur, to personalize this event to us, share her personal experiences in order to help us understand how this event influences our lives even today. Over to you.
A very good morning to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Director Studies, Dean Students Welfare, NCC Coordinator, Finance Officer, other statutory members, officers, deans, heads, scholars and students. Well, first of all, thank you for having this thought of having someone belonging to that area at least, who can bring in an iota of personalized history as experienced in the family, in the kinship, and in the resources that we have even today. So this brought tears to my eyes, although we were in a way lucky that our family was not directly impacted by it. But my place of birth, being my maternal home, my maternal grandparents' home, is not very far from the actual international border. And we have heard stories of deserted properties, ghosted villages, trains arriving full of only dead bodies. The uncountable and unimaginable sexual assaults on people, on children, women choosing to jump into wells in order to save their honor and die rather than just be breathing bodies. So all that is quite popular, heart-wrenching, disturbing facts of our past. But something that is not very well known to the people who are not from that area is that the border was created on land. The land, the agricultural land, are rivers. Even today, if you go to those areas where the actual line of control, the fenced border is there are common agricultural fields. People are growing the same crop on the two sides, and they're sharing the same tube well water, and they have mutually decided time as to who is going to run it when. Just imagine that. And not very far from that, when we go up to the Kashmir side or down south towards the Gujarat side of the border, there is so much international tension, on the border, that we have had battles and we have lost so many officers, and we keep losing them, unfortunately, almost every day. Another experience, which is actually a personalized one, is the partition of the Punjab University. I am a daughter of Punjab. I am an alumnus of the legendary Punjab University, which was established in 1882 in Lahore. So after partition, the assets of the university were also partitioned, and we were brought to establish in a new found city called Chandigarh, where I have been born and brought up in 1947. And I studied as a full-time student over there from 2009 to 2011. And our librarian, who would identify a brand new student in the Master of Law class, would take a small personalized tour to the library and showcase the books that were brought at the time of partition in the law library. And we are very proud owners of the only copy of the All India reports of the judgment that gave hanging orders for Bhagat Singh Ji's death sentence. That is one part of the history. We have furniture from there. We had, in the distribution, the fans and the bulbs were partitioned, calculated. Registers, pens, rulers were partitioned. Some of the memorabilia is kept preserved very well. A lot of the furniture has been lost to smuggling. We keep coming across Le Corbusier's furniture being auctioned in London or in New York every now and then. It's a common news item in my hometown's popular newspapers. So the fact that we divided because of many concerns, genuine or ingenuine, the fact remains that people suffered, people lost on both sides. Atrocities happened, but we on this side of the border have been very, very, very lucky, for that matter, that the atrocities did not continue, and there was the spirit of refuge and resettlement. But I am heartbroken to acknowledge the fact that the same was not the state of affairs for those who were left behind. We have heard stories in which so horrible sexual assault on women has been committed that I find very difficult to share it in words as to what it was. There is an entire pictographic fact file of that available, in which different parts of their bodies have been brought together as garlands, and they have been displayed as a sign of success, overpowering of the egoistic community feeling or whatever poisonous thoughts were prevalent in that order of the day. So when they identified me as one of the speakers, I was deeply touched, because as a young student, I have had the opportunity of walking in corridors and looking at things that were once shared. The Shimla used to be the summer capital of the British Crown in India at the time. That was also in the then Punjab, undivided Punjab. Today it falls in Himachal Pradesh. That Viceroy's Lodge in which they used to stay, that is now called the Indian Institute of Advanced Studies. It's a premier institution, and it is a legend in itself. So when I see that from the perspective of a student and an educator today, I feel that we have lost a lot more than people, a lot more than kinship and wealth. The spirit of Sone Ki Chidiya could have been so high, soaring even higher, had this not been broken up. On this note, I pay my homage to the lost souls, to the families who lost all of their ancestral identity, their savings. People had to convert religion, people had to marry in homes, hide and take refuge by conversion. Countless stories, all heartbreaking at the same time. And I also am very grateful to the Government of India for having started this as a national initiative, as a common reminder that freedom comes with a lot of cost and that we have paid it at one point of time. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your personal piece of history in a very dignified manner with all of us. And we all understand today that partition is an event that has become a part of collective memory, and the ministry is playing an important role in keeping it alive amongst us. At this note, I would like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu, for the inaugural lecture.
Director, Mr. Tanikarsu, Dean Students Welfare, Professor Venkat Rao, and Madam Gurjit Singh, and Professor Satish, Director, HRDC, Finance Officer, Registrar, Dean CDC, and Professor Humayun, and all heads and deans sitting here, colleagues gathered on this occasion, officers, students, and NCC and NSS cadets and volunteers. And also, of course, media. It's a very remarkable day for the Indians in the Indian history, to remember the martyrs. People, our young generation, may not realize that when we are just somebody is speaking, then we can understand certain things. But slowly it will be faded away in the young minds and the next generations and all. History is always very important. Unless you know the history, you cannot build the civilized society. This is what the Government of India is promoting, Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of Education. Time and again, they ask the universities to organize such events where the young students should know what has happened, and also giving them an assignment of what it should be done in future. So this is as Madam also indicated, that is freedom. Freedom will never come freely. So one has to pay the cost. The cost is very heavy. Cost was very heavy, paid by the fellow human beings, both the sides. So the suffering has been enormous, and you cannot even estimate. I would like to remind you that the people during the partition, not only at the border, but also inside also happened. Many of you may not be knowing it. In one of the meetings I said in political science department when we had a meeting, my parents, forefathers also suffered this. We are from Telangana under the rule of Nizam. When the Nizam empire is being taken over by the then Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, that everybody knows that it's only days that it is going to take up. Actually, now our native place is exactly the border. So my grandparents, they say that they have migrated from the Telangana, Nalgonda district. So during that time, the army of the Nizam, so since they know that the government is going to collapse and kingdom is going to collapse, they have taken over their things. We do not know, it's still a question mark whether the Nizam ordered or they have taken their own things. So mostly people say that the army has taken over certain things because the government is going to collapse, and they started robbing the people. There also atrocities happened. So my grandmother, when I was child, she used to say that they migrated with a barefoot walk to the place where we were staying now. On the way, they don't have anything because that Nalgonda area is a very drought-prone area. Nothing is available except rocks. Now, if you see so many cement factories, Priya Cements, all cement factories are from my place because they're all rocks. Only except the xerophytes, maybe science people knows that one. The plants that they grow, like cactus, they only grow there, nothing else. There are fruits of the cactus is there. Actually, there is red in fruit, but it has a lot of thorns. It seems they used to live on those fruits only, while they are migrating to the different places of the different plots, different parts. So, what I would like to mention is the country suffered at large, and border people suffered at large because it's a partition. But inside people suffered because of the various reasons. So these sufferings we cannot forget, we should not forget, and we should see that the younger generation should know the sufferings and sacrifices of the people in the country, where they should learn to live and learn to have the responsibility. As I said in the beginning, that the freedom will never come with freely. It will come with a price. The price has been paid by the generations that time. But now what is the role of the universities and the young students? Now this is what I would like to impress upon the students, that the freedom that they have given to us while sacrificing their lives, comforts, some of them they left the jobs, civil servants of those days, they left, and they spent a lot of time with hunger and in a very unconditional places. But now, the goal set for us is the developed India. They wanted to see that. Developed India means we are, as we know, the Vikshit Bharat 2047 is the target, where the developed India should be seen. Most of us, or the faculty, or the adults here sitting here, we may not be very active to see the 2047, but this is the responsibility of the students gathered here. You have the larger responsibility and the role on your shoulders to see that this country should be developed. So what is the goal that you are going to set? So you have the larger responsibility nationwide to see that do with responsibility, with commitment and sincerity, so that the country at large will be benefited. So what exactly requires is when we have the freedom, we need the freedom of social freedom, economic freedom is required, and also the political freedom. So all of you should strive for such a kind of things, so that if a country is growing, everybody should grow. It's a share of everybody, not only a particular group. So this is the responsibility of all the students, that see that everybody should get the fruits of the freedom equally, and they should strive for it. So I wish you all the best of luck for this country, and I wish you on this occasion, and also let us pay the homage to the martyrs of that day by looking at all these things. I congratulate the organizers, DSWs. Now, as you know that we have the DSWs and two deputy DSWs are here, and also the other DSWs also, other DSWs in the off campuses, NSS and NCC camps also, they are coordinators also organizing the similar thing in different places of the community college, Karaikal, and also in Port Blair. So this is what we are taking it as a mission, to see that the history cannot be forgotten, and also to make the students to have the responsible. I also thank Madam for giving a very wonderful details about what has happened, and it's a kind of eye-opening for every time when we listen to her. So I thank all of you for being with us and in this occasion, and I congratulate for the organizing this particular program. So thank you.
We thank you, sir, for sharing your personal piece of history, which indicates how the historical events are intertwined in a very complex manner. And sir also made a very important point that in addition to mourning the loss, we should also take a moment to find some sort of pride in the resilience that many of the people who survived and rose to this challenge and rebuilt the nation. That is also an important part of this remembrance. Sir, we would now like to request you to inaugurate the photo exhibition digitally. As we all noticed that many people have contributed in shaping this event. We also forgot, we mentioned many stakeholders, we forgot the library that gave its space to us, so I wanted to add that. And now I would like to formally invite Professor Satish, who is the Chief Warden and the NSS Coordinator, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Very good morning to you all present here. I take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for instrumental organizing this great event in our university. First of all, my sincere thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor for motivating us, stimulating us to organize such a great event, not only in Pondicherry University campus and all other campuses like Pondicherry University Community College, Karaikal campus, Andaman campus, and all other Mohe, Yanam, with the available resources, and also motivated all the staff members in all the campuses have to organize this event on today, 14th, and also tomorrow for the 80th Independence Day celebrations. So I sincerely thank you, sir, for your valuable support always with us. Thank you so much. I take this opportunity to thank statutory office members, our respected director, sir, studies professor Dharnikara, sir, registrar, sir, and finance officer, library, sir, our respected deans, heads, and various office members, deputy registrars, registrar, and staff members, faculty members from various departments. I take this opportunity to thank sincerely for your valuable contribution early morning this day occasion. I take this opportunity to thank the engineering wing and the librarian staff members for having provided this space and annexed place for the exhibition. And also I would like to thank my colleague, NSS officer. We, the battalion, always are ready to support each and every event, not only in the common event and supporting to all the departments, hostels, NSS volunteers and NCC cadets. And I also take this opportunity to thank the ground level staff members, the staff members from the electrician and the staff members from frontline workers for arranging the hall, and day and night they are working. You could see the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium to the open air theatre, how it is decorated in each and every electric poster. The whole night they were working. So I thank each and everybody contributed for this great occasion. Thank you so much. And also I thank my sincere thanks to the organizer, Dean Students Welfare and Deputy Dean Students Welfare. Thank you. Jai Hind.